Hello everyone, I am inspired to make this little moto vlog here by a topic that just came up while I was riding. This is a little bit busier 4-lane road, and I'm always very diligent to, when I come up to red lights, look behind me, see if the cars behind me are going to actually stop or if they're going to try to plow me over. I also try to position the bike in such a way that I'm in between the two cars in front of me, so that if somebody did hit me or try to hit me, I can either escape, or if I can't escape in time, I at least get pushed in between cars and not smashed between two of them. So anyway, with that being said, I just saw somebody who was like kind of coming up fast in the intersection, so I was getting a little bit, starting to like let the clutch out and rev the bike up to just scoot into that gap and the two cars in front of me. They did eventually stop, so it wasn't a huge deal. However, I look back and they're on their phone. So that brings me to this topic. How do we as riders in this new era of just incessant phone usage on the road, and I say that from the perspective of like, listen, if you check a text on the middle of a backcountry road with literally nothing going on, okay, that's one thing, right? But when you check a text in the middle of traffic, when there's red lights, and you're paying so little attention that you're not like able to stop in time, huge problem, right? Like, put the freaking phone down, man. But guess what? People aren't going to do that, right? People are going to do what they want to do. So we as riders have to compensate, right? We can go on and on about what people should do, but we can't control that. We can only control what we do. So the way I led the video off in saying that you should position the bike in such a way that you're in between traffic is a good thing to start with. And then bitch and moan about people on their phone, and then I make a move like that, but whatever. Just trying to move through traffic, brother. But anyway, lane positioning is critical, for sure. That makes a big difference. And then the other big thing that I would say is, I like to profile who's driving. So, as crazy as this might sound, a flammable liquids truck, for example, that's behind me right now, honestly, that driver had to get, a fair amount of certifications in order to drive a flammable liquids truck. Does that mean they're a great driver? No, of course not. Does that mean there is a higher statistical probability that they're a better driver than a regular tractor-trailer driver or Joe Blow citizen? Probably. So that's a bet that I, may or may not be willing to hedge. The disadvantage there is it's a bigger, heavier truck. So there's different ways of looking at things. However, at the end of the day, it really just comes down to you as the rider being aware of your surroundings, especially what's behind you in this case, and you have to ride for everybody else. And if somebody's coming too fast, listen, I don't give a crap that lane splitting is not legal in most states. If you think somebody's coming too fast behind you, scoot your ass up next to the car in front of you. Let them take the hit. Like I'd rather get it, and even if a cop tries to pull you over for it or whatever, who cares? I'll take a ticket, a BS ticket, but I'll take a ticket over death any day of the week or injury. So 100% of the time I'll trade off for that. That being said, don't be gun shy and like stopping at every freaking, moving up next to every single car, no matter what, because that's not right either. But you got to have a happy medium here, but see, like right there, the other thing is, like, this first car just got behind me. I'm trying to look through his windshield and rear window to see if the car behind him is going to stop too, because if somebody's coming fast enough, 2-3 cars could still be like a little train into the back of you, and you don't want that either. So that could hurt just as bad. So you don't want to let off your guard until you got 4, 5, 6 cars behind you. Then if somebody hit them at 100, they're probably not going to, force isn't going to make it up to you, so you're in pretty good shape. This bike will not go to neutral right now, but so it's just a matter of kind of weighing out the level of risk there. And then, hey, there's absolutely the argument to be made of just avoiding riding on roads like this to begin with, right? It's a lot easier to not get hit by a car on a 4-lane road if you're never on a 4-lane road with red lights. Now, I don't know how realistic that is for most people, but I guess it depends on where you live and if you're trying to commute or not. But the other nice thing is, though, when you do hit a red light, you get a clear opening like this, now I'm in clear air, so that's really nice to have. So there can be advantages to red lights. You can get through the light and you can get out into open traffic. Now I'm pulling onto a highway, so it is what it is, but as far as this is concerned, it's funny because people are hyper concerned about riding on the interstate. This is technically not an interstate, but same idea. And don't get me wrong, right? There's a whole host of risks out here as well. Mainly just how much faster you're going can potentially cause hazards. But at the same time, nobody's left turning in front of you. For the most part, nobody's speeding into the back of you when you're at a dead stop, unless there's a real bad traffic jam. So there's actually inherently a lot of advantages for a motorcycle on the highway compared to a road like the one I was just on. So, it has, like I said, it has a different set of challenges, but you can fairly easily, and I put that in, heavy air quotes, fairly easily avoid somebody who's coming in on your lane. Motorcycles are small. There really, in most cases, is enough room for a bike and a car in a given lane, at least temporarily. So it'll give you some pucker factor, but you can usually ride your way out of that. A left turn in front of you, if they come out at the wrong time, you are in a rough spot. So, you got to put that into perspective. But, the other thing I'm a big advocate for, as I've said before, when it comes to traffic, keep moving. Not crazy fast. You should never be you should never be slower than the top. You should always be in the top percentile of speed. For added safety. As backwards as that might sound, I truly believe that to be the case. That way you're not in people's blind spots very often, which is the number one thing that's going to get you on the highway, being in people's blind spots.